Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning from whenever you're calling in from or listening to this recording from. I hope we had a fantastic weekend. I must really congratulate everyone that traded the GBP pairs last week, major wins in the market. So I really do believe that this week is going to be equally profitable for us, and every one of us probably go home would definitely go home with smile. Sorry about that, because I anticipate a lot of movements in the market. As you can see right now on my screen, I can see a number of news releases. What I'm really waiting for is for this Brexit vote, Parliament vote, just to keep pushing the GBP pairs. Now we're not sure what is going to be the outcome of this vote, but just to keep our options open. Remember what happened the last time. Just anticipate that the same kind of outcome is what we're going to see on the GBP pairs. So for me, I'm really really looking forward to the GBP pairs this week. So we'll have a number of speeches as well this week. Powell is speaking, Koda is speaking, so a few changes here and there. So I just encourage us to just be on the lookout. Now, because I'm going to be looking at too many pairs, a lot of pairs today, so I wouldn't want to spend a lot of time on this, um, um, the news release. So let's just dive in and see what the market has in store for us. So first on the chart will be this pound USD, pound dollar. I'm really, really waiting for it. Now, you see, it's made that move. We wanted that this thing to go all the way, come down, and then move to that top before dropping. And yeah, I kind of did some. It didn't come all the way down, but it came close. Came close. You can see for yourself, came close, and then where is it now? Is that movement? Where is that movement? Excuse me. Um, okay, I can find it now. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is it. So it came close, and then I think this is what I'm looking for. This that drawing I'm looking for. I think I kind of hit it on the other platform. I mean, on the other time frame. So it came close and then bounced. So at this level, we want it to continue all the way down to the bottom of this channel if that's going to happen. But you know how it is. We don't have the crystal ball to know that this is what is going to happen, but we just want to follow the price action. So it's broken this level. It's broken this level right now. It made that movement, created a high, and then dropped. Came in, broke that high, came back into that level, that high that it created. Now, what one would have expected this to do that after it came back to that high, we would have expected that to continue to the upside. Excuse me. I would have expected this to happen, but because it broke that high, so based on the way we trade, if a previous high is broken, so we expect the market to continue to the downside to the next high, so which will be this level. So if this right now, this is what I'm expecting to happen in the market, something like this, probably, may just come back to that previous low, previous high for this on the low side now, previous high on this, or call it the previous structure, previous level. So it may just come back there and then continue on its journey down. Now, two things can happen. It could break that, go back to the top, and then go back up. That's very possible, but I'm not really, my bias is more on the downside. My bias is more for GBP, for pound dollar to go back to the top, the structure level, you know, then continue to the downside. That's looking at it from the daily. Now, on the 4 hour, something is also possible. This is also possible. It may not even have to go back to that level and drop. It may just do, you know, a bit of consolidation here, just do a bit of consolidation, then continue to the downside. That's also possible. So if you're not ready, I'm still in this trade. If you're not already in this trade, so that's what you'll be looking for. You'll be looking for that flag to be formed, or that what's it called now, ascending channel, to be formed. Not every ascending channel, well, most ascending channels always break to the downside. So can I call it that? Is it ascending channel? No, I think this is the ascending channel when it does this. Yeah, breaks to the downside. Yeah, so I anticipate that to happen anyway, this to come all the way down to where we expect it to go. So just be on the lookout for GBP. I mean, pound dollar, pound Aussie. Good one, another beautiful trade. Remember what I said? I should look for something similar. This thing, something similar here, and as you can see something similar. Now, my bias for this is that this may just it may just do the same thing that I pointed out here. Say look for a sell here. It may just do that break, retest that level. It's already broken. It's trying to retest it, so that may happen, and then we'll continue to the downside. Or it could just push all the way back into structure, which is that level. Push back into that level before. But my overall bias without fundamentals stepping in, because if something happens, the Brexit votes comes in and whatever the outcome is very positive, that the pound is going to jump. So who knows? Probably that's what's going to happen. May just before that, because that's still on. I think that's on the parliamentary vote is on Tuesday. Okay, who knows? So that may, if it's a positive outcome for GBP, so that may be just push it back to the upside before the downside. That's possible. But generally, I'm expecting that to. I'm expecting GBP to keep going to the downside, technically speaking. So maybe be seeing something like that, a drop, or something like this back into structure. Excuse me. Oh, I need a better tool for these drawings. So back into structure, and then we'll continue to the downside. So just be on the lookout. If you are not in it yet, you can have a sell limit somewhere here, or a sell limit somewhere here. You can have one here, but your stop loss probably somewhere is gonna be probably somewhere around here. So be on the safe side. It's a huge one, but yeah, that's where your stop loss is gonna be. Or you can drop to the smaller time frame and look for smaller stop loss and levels, but you may not really find a better place than this place. That's the best you can find, because all of these are just, it's easy for your position to be kicked out, so but these are very are better areas for your stop loss. So yeah, just be on the lookout. That can come back to that level, and then continue to drop, or come back to that level structure and then continue to drop. So that's GBP AUD. Next one is GBP CAD. Remember, we're looking for, this is one of the slowest ones. I don't know why I didn't you're waiting for that move to happen. It kind of pushed up a bit. So when it pushed out of that channel, we expected it to go all the way up to that level before that drop, but they have missed it by a few pips, and now it came down, came back into that channel. So generally, I'm expecting that to possibly the same thing. GBP pairs probably the same thing across board, so to come back to the bottom of that channel. You can see for yourself what has been happening, push up and down, and this is probably a false breakout. Yeah, those things happen. So you could probably possibly see something like that, and then see it come back to the downside. So let's just be on the lookout for that one. Let me see. Yeah, same thing. It needs to come back, might just come back to structure like we have seen it, come back into structure, and then continue to the downside. So after that move last week, definitely wouldn't expect price to just keep coming down. It's gonna give a pullback, so you always expect a pullback in the market, which gives you an opportunity to take a second position, or to just take your profit out altogether. So just be on the lookout for that. Then GBP and ZD, same thing. As you can see, it's all coming down. We had that move to the upside, had that drop, and then pull back. Let me see if okay, I can find that. I thought it was going to be, so you had that drop to the upside, push to the upside, then drop, then pull back as we always expect, and then a massive drop. Same thing. Expect a pullback, and then it drop back to structure, back to the bottom of the channel. Now, this looks like structural level. So who knows? That might actually push up a little bit more. I'll be too far away, to be honest, really. So let me see. It will be too far, if it does that. So if you're already in it, I will just say make sure you have all your stop loss moved in. So if you can't take that risk of this coming all the way back up, because that may happen. I'm not saying it will happen, but it may happen. It may just come all the way back here and then drop, or it may just stop here, because that's one structure level, which would be synonymous with the rest of the other pairs. Let me see on the 1 hour chart. Okay, see, it's a better place for price to come back to, but who knows? It could just do what it normally does, flag. That's it. Same like the rest of it, and then so it may not necessarily come all the way back to structure before dropping. So this is the one you might be looking to trade if you are trying to enter. Yeah, but basically what you're looking for is for some form of flag or engulfing candle, for your entry to the market, but you already know what direction it's going to. So just look for, if it forms that, expect that flag to form, some form of pullback before you take your trade. So that's for that one. Let me see. Okay. All right. So next one, pound Swiss franc. Now, this is one that has been giving me headache because I was really, really expecting this to play. I remember the double bottom and then measured move to the upside. And but then remember when the pound is weak or whatever, it's weak across board. If it's strong across board. You know, so that's really what has been happening. So it's been dropping based on the other pound analysis. Now, I'm expecting this because if I'm saying that GBP pairs, I mean GBP, NZD, and the rest of them are coming down, then it means that this guy will definitely come down too. So this might actually be the bias, the move for this guy. Let me just come back into structure, as you can see, and then continue to the downside. So we miss this up move. So if you want to trade this one, yep, good place to place your sell limit. We're around here. Let me see what the smaller time frame has, and let me see now. Hold on. Okay, so yep, two possibilities. Come back to structure. I mean to that previous low and then drop from there. Excuse me. Come back to previous low and then drop from there. So almost there, or come back into structure and then drop from there. Either way, it's gonna give us some form of pullback after that massive move. You never have those kind of moves without especially after the week of the trading is over. Yeah. So you never have those kind of moves without pullbacks. Pullbacks are part of the trade. So yep, that's that move. Yeah, again, something I wanted to mention, you do not have to trade all of the GBP pairs. Just pick one that you feel would really work for you. Some of them are more expensive than others. Some move faster than others. So just pick the ones. Like for instance, look at GBP and ZD, how fast it moved compared to GBP card. I think there was okay. This moved faster than this one. Let's see this one on the daily same. Let me see. Daily. Let me see which one moved even gave more pips. I think the one that gave more pips would be GBP USD. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but some of them are more expensive. Like this gives you more. It's more expensive to trade. But if you're in the right direction, you tend to win more with it. So just look at it, whichever one you want to trade, but you can't possibly trade everything. Just pick one or two of them, because we don't want to put your money in all of the pairs, because if it goes south, it means you're losing everything. So you can pick one or two of them that you feel you want to really concentrate on, and then trade it. Same thing with this one. So for this guy, I'm quite indifferent about GBP, pound yen. Quite indifferent about it. I know the other pairs are moving the same way, but because it's out of this range for me, it's out of this channel for me, unless of course I want to use this analysis and ignore the channel, then I'll still have a strong bias for you to come down. So meaning it's going to go back up to that structured level and then continue to the downside. But if it's to follow the channel analysis would be that, and then continue to the upside. Why? Because look at what's happening. It broke out of the channel. You expect a retest of the channel and then continue to the upside. Remember one key thing, whatever you draw on your chart, it's your analysis. It's not the market. It's not what the market is going to do. It's what you think the market is going to do. So we might be trying to trade that move, that move, that move. But the market may decide, okay, that's not what I want to trade. I just want to trade that. I want to trade that. I want to trade that. I want to trade that. Something like that, which is in another way inverted. I mean, head and shoulder. So it's really what it is. We can't always 100% of the time predict the market, but this is what's possible based on the other pairs as well, other GBP pairs. So it may just, as it's broken this level, so probably expect, let me make that bigger. So probably expect that to come back into structure, so you can see, or to structure or form some form of flag, what have you, and then continue to the downside. So that's possible. Yep. So just be on the lookout for that one. But the good thing about it is that we would be in the market to just monitor how it moves, to see what's happening, and then we can update everyone on the outcome. I love this one. Why do I like this one? Because I just opened it today and I saw the inverted head and shoulder forming here. And where was it forming? At the bottom of this. This is a high probability trade for me. Why? Because the inverted head and shoulder is forming at the bottom of a well, as a support level. That's the highest. If you find inverted head and shoulders at the support levels, you should actually look for them at the support level, then head and shoulders at the resistant levels, because they offer a higher probability of trade, because they are actually called reverse patterns, or reverse the reverse patterns now. Yeah. So just because it's here, so I'm quite optimistic about this one being pushing to the upside. But again, I do not have a crystal ball, so that may happen, or this may just happen. It may just break, because that looks like a strong impulse to the downside. So this may just be a strong impulse to the downside, a pullback for it to continue. Yep, so that may happen. So, but I'm more biased towards trading this one to the upside. So let's have this at the back of our mind as we but you can't jump in at this level. This is where you start looking for a trade, the break of that shoulder. This is where you start looking for a trade, because you can see there's a reject happening all over the place. So but if the bulls are able to push this up, then your trade is somewhere around here. This is where your trade is, and then you can trade it back to the top here. A good number of pips there. Let me see how much we can beat, get this. Okay, it's 80 pips, not that great, but okay, that's probably because it's CAD, Swiss franc. It's not expensive anyway. So that's your trade there. Good one if you can get one there. As you can see, when the price gets there, it drops, gets there, drop, gets there, drop. So you can take one to that level and then look for a sell back down. So you could win both ways. So, but anyway, let's just be on the lookout for that one. Look for a trade in that level. But if that doesn't happen, I'm not going to look for anything in this level. I'll start looking for something down at this level, because remember this inverted head and shoulder here, what happened? Yep. So it came all the way down to the head, but didn't close below. But it was still a valid inverted head and shoulder, because it pushed back to that level where we were waiting for. But anyway, we've not gotten there yet. Okay, so that's that one. So if it comes all the way back here, It's all good. I'll probably ignore it. I don't have to trade every pair. So that's CAD Swiss franc. CAD yen, CAD yen. Let me see anything on the upside. So would expect this to, excuse me, anything. Yeah, look at that level. See, it's a strong level. You can see how strong this level was. Price came there, bounce, came there again, came there and rejected it. Mighty rejection, and then bounced to the upside. So I was expecting this to go back to the top. I was expecting it to go back to the top. There's no there was no clear reason for me to say it should go back to the top, because as you can see, got there, dropped, got there, dropped, it got here, it broke it, went to the top, came down. So it's just all messy. But this was a clear, strong level. As you can see, it got to this level. Let me see, is this it got to this level and rejected and continued to the downside. Now, I'm not saying that this is gonna keep coming down. There's nothing to make me believe that that's gonna happen, but possibilities that this may happen. Price may continue to the downside. Generally, I was expecting CAD yen to keep going up, but this, it broke out of this channel. It's good trade. Or I saw it coming, but I didn't take it because I was of two minds. So that's what may happen. We just do that and then come back down. But if it comes back down, this is where I'm actually really waiting for trade to happen, this level, because it's a strong level and I'm going to be buying back to the top. But if that doesn't happen, then it's just going to do some form of what am I doing now? It's going to push up, and then you can see some form of whatever for you to continue to the upside. But my level would be this. Come back into it, and then that. Yeah, so that's what may happen. May push back to the upside because it's already rejecting, but this is not a strong rejection to believe that it's going to push to the upside. It is when, for me, it is when it comes all the way into this level and then breaks it and reaches that, I'll probably be looking for my buys. All of this now does not give me any indication to buy. In fact, if it comes back to this level, I might be looking for a sell, back down. Yep. So now some people might say, why are you not, because you seem quite confident that this is going to push to the upside because of the inverted. Why do you not believe that this may happen? Two things. If the card is strong, then obviously this is going to be, but if you can see, this is on the H4. Let me see. This on the H4, if I can see something similar. You can see there's no similarity in this movement. Look at this, is like an inverted head and shoulder. This doesn't look like it. So they don't have any positive correlation. Yeah, they do have positive correlation, but it's not that great. So you can always let me see. I think I checked it. It was about 40 or thereabout, 40% positive correlation. So that's not, for me, that's not good enough. 40 is not strong enough for me to say they have to move together. So this may move because if the card is really strong, then both of them may move together. But if that is not the case, they are definitely going to move irrespective of each other's movement. So just be on the lookout for this one. Personally, I would say ignore CAD yen for now. Ignore CAD yen for now and just look for something else to trade. Swiss franc yen, good one, another good one. Let me see what was my general bias for this. Yes, my general bias for this was for price to continue to push to the upside. If we miss an entry down there, we will look for another one. Yeah, I was really waiting for that to happen, this upside. Because if you can see, I wanted price to come here, retest that, and then push to the upside. Yep, push to the upside, and then give me that. Why? As you can see, it was so clear. Price came here, broke it, came here, tested it, broke it. Came back to the top, came back, broke it, came back, instead of retesting to drop, it broke above, right? So my bias was okay, because it's broken above, so it means definitely, it's possibly gonna go up, come back, retest, and then bounce. It did do something similar, came up, retested and bounced, but that was short-lived. As you can see, price started coming down and gave that indication that it's going to bounce again, descending channel, I was of the opinion that this is going to bounce, descending channel, every descending channel, most descending channels bounce. But again, market is going to do what market is going to do. So you can see it broke down, and now it's broken that structure again. Good trade, good, looks so good. So what are we expecting after that break of structure? A retest is happening, and then continue to the downside. That is what I'm expecting if all things remain equal. Break of structure, and then price is going to take us back to the downside here. Now, I'll tell you the truth, if this happens again, I'm just going to ignore this pair for a month or two, because it's just so messed up. It just shows me it doesn't obey, respect price action every time. So I expect this break to happen, and then that retest that is happening already. That's happened already to now push my price back to that 108,970. That is my trade right there. So that's one of those trades we'll be looking forward to this week. It failed here. It failed for the break and retest here. One failure. So give it one chance. It failed here again. Second chance. If it fails here, I'm ignoring it. So let's just be on the lookout for that trade. I'm gonna probably look for a way to, if I'm not already in it, but just that's one trade for us to look at. Really put eye on this week. Now, what's it called now? The DXY, the dollar index. If you, I saw this on Friday when I was looking. It was on Friday or Thursday now. So I saw that move. So let me see on the monthly. Is anything? Yeah, but I saw it on the weekly. Strong level. Price came there, drop, came there, drop. So I was expecting price to drop after it got into this level, because as you can see left, there's nothing here on the left. So if it breaks that, the next level that it hasn't been able to break it since what now? Since May 2017. Is it? It got in May 2017. Hasn't been able to break it. It entered this level May 2017. Hasn't been able to break it up until now. So I'm of the opinion that because it's gotten there, it's definitely coming down again. Looking at price action. So as you can see, it's already started making the move. And if you can look at this, look at that channel, respecting that trend line, comes here, bounces, comes here, bounce, comes here, bounce. And so I'm expecting it to come back to that trend line. So that opportunity is for us to trade. And this moves in opposites of Euro USD. That's why I have this marked up already. So that is one trade that we have to also look for this week. It bounced because of this move here. So expecting this to come down, and which means that this is going to go up. So I'm expecting this to push up to the upside. It's already begun to make its move. So this is the level that let me see how many pips that would be if we were to take it from here. Let me see from here. Not bad, 280 pips. So if you're not already on it, who knows, you might find a trade. It might actually come back down. And then you can look for a trade to the upside. Let me see if I can find a line around here. Okay, that may be some place. Price may come back there. No, can't really tell now, can we? May come back there and then push to the upside. So if you're not already in it, just wait to find that trade. You can put your buy limit here. Yep. Then price comes back, takes you in, and then takes you to the upside. Or if that doesn't happen, you have two options now. You have the option of dropping down to your smaller time frame. I'm looking at the level, the high that is made already. So this is the high that price has made already. So what you need to do now, just to make sure you see price break that and retest that, that is your trade. That is if it doesn't come down. So you're monitoring this level and you're monitoring this level. If it comes here, it meets your buy limit there. But if it chooses to come down here, it means your stop loss is probably something you would not be kicked out if you put your stop loss in a good position. But if you want to wait for it to come all the way down here, you will never know anyway. So you can take that risk. Yeah, well, we deal with risk here anyway. So price may come back here and then continue to the upside. But if all of this doesn't happen, then this is your trade right here. Wait for it to break that level, previous high, and then come back into it, and you can trade it to the upside. You have nothing to lose for by waiting. Okay, so that's Euro USD. I don't know how many more I have before. Okay, I've just kind of looked at this one, but I think I'm going to ignore this one. But I believe this might actually be coming down, because that strong reject, that strong bearish move to the downside. So if you're going to trade this, maybe wait for price to break that level, come back into it, break and come back into it, and then you can trade a first TP, second TP. But I'm going to ignore this one. It's already done it, so it's already done its job. It's choppy. I'll move on to the next one. GBP, Euro GBP, Euro Pound. You see, because this one moves in opposites of the GBP pairs. It's quite strong. So if these guys are coming down, then this is going to be going up. But my general bias for this guy was that if it breaks that level, because as you can see, it was a strong level. Guys, look at it. It was a strong level, but it gave a fake breakout here and bounced back. So gave another one here and bounced back. So I was like, okay, could be the same thing, because I can already see the rejection here, so that may be the same thing that may be happening. But you see what it's done, it's tried to put itself stay under that level, regardless of all of the movements here. It's tried to stay under that level. So possibility of it coming down is still there. It's still quite possible for it to continue to the downside, even though these other guys push to the upside. As the GBP pairs push to the upside, it may just push, just a bit, back into structure and then continue to the downside. Yeah, because I'm believing, because it's been able to break this, who knows, it may just continue to the downside. But again, all of this can just be a fake breakout. It can just be a fake breakout for it to continue to the upside and then possibly come back down into structure and then bounce. So you have your inverted head and shoulder. Remember, they're all in reverse patterns. So that's what may happen. But be on the lookout. It's just we're going to be watching this together. I don't really like to trade this Euro Pound, but I know some people do. So I'm going to look at it as well for every one of us. What more do we have? Euro NZD. Now this one I just brought it all the way from the other charts that I had open, because I expected from weeks back, I expected this to come down to that level, this thing to come all the way down here before I look for my trade. This is what I was really waiting for. All the way from here, I wanted it to come back down and then continue to the upside, but kind of pushed up, and now it's coming down. So I'm feeling that this might actually come back to give me that double bottom that I was waiting for, so that I can take it back into that level. Yep. So you can, if you want to trade this as well. For me, I'm going to ignore all of this. If it doesn't come back down here, I'm not going to trade it. So I'll be waiting for it to come down to this level, and then I can look for my trade to the upside. That's possible. That's quite possible. That's the Euro NZD, but again, I would give out charts. Let me see what happens on the smaller time frame for this one. Peradventure somebody wants to trade this. So if that doesn't happen and you really want to trade this, then you have your levels up here. So you just wait for price to break into that level, and then you can confirm your buy and take it. But don't just start buying at this level unless you suspect that it's going to come to this level and then bounce from there. Then yep, you can put your money there. So that's one level to look out for. There's another level to look out for. So these are levels that price can come into and then bounce, can come into that level and then bounce. Yeah, but if there's so many uncertainty in a trade, no, don't bother taking it. Just move on to the next one. Euro yen. Now guys, remember this trade, right? I think I gave it last week or last 2 weeks. Because of that move, I said price broke that level that I expected it to retest it, and then drop. That's what I was waiting for. It kind of retested, so I was really waiting for that to drop. And then what happened? It pushed fake break into that level, and then what did you see? Price dropping. So now, so this wasn't really a valid break to the upside anyway. So still valid. A downside is still valid. So what are we waiting for now? Waiting for that move that you can see, possibly price to come back into structure, and then come back into structure and then drop, or then just form your what's it called, your flag, you know, um, uh, so that then you can see that drop to the downside. So I'm still biased. My bias is still to the downside for that euro yen because of that break and retest to drop. So that's what I'm still looking at. Then again, charts will be sent on the platform, so just to keep us in the know. Now I don't know how many of us remember this Aussie dollar. This thing dealt me at one point, because yes, I was so sure that this was going to push up, because it was a very, in fact, not just myself, a number of traders, really believed that this was going to push to the upside, long time pushing. But because look at what happened, that giant drop, giant channel was in that channel for so long. So we expected that breakout to be the reason for us. And I know the market knows this as well. So it's going to manipulate it. So see what happened, broke to the upside, broke out and then gave a pullback. And then we thought it was going up. And then what did you see? Massive drop. Yep. But I kind of took some trades out of it, some winnings out of it, because as you can see, saw those things happen. And yes, they did happen. Now, when it came down here, I saw this trade coming to that 0.68300. And yes, it did come that low. And good winning for us as well, and then rejected and continued to the upside. Now I was expecting it to keep going up, but just all of this just kept happening. So I just ignored it altogether. But now price is back to that structural level. That's 0.70200. Good place to look for a trade. So now what may happen is price may push up again, as it's been doing, maybe to that level before dropping, or to that level before dropping, or all the way back to where we were expecting it to, push up to, which will be very good for us. So right now, let's see how many pips will be winning if we can get an entry from here. To that level will be 100. Good. To that level will be 200. To that level will be 300. To all the way to that level, 1,000 plus pips. So yep, good trade. Another one. So this one, Swiss franc, and which other one did I see now that I said okay? This one as well. Good trade to look at this week. Good trade to look at. So Aussie NZD. Remember this trade as well. I said it was that I'm really waiting for. I'm waiting for it was here. I said if it doesn't bounce off here, then it's gonna break. And if it breaks, I won't take it until it gets to this level, because I want this trade. Let me see where it is now. Look at that level, strong level, isn't it? Strong level. Price came there, bounce, came there, bounce. So I'm waiting for it to come back to that level and bounce, and then I can TP at this other strong level. So that's what I'm waiting for. And you can see that trend line. You see what happened. Price broke out of it, retested it, and then dropped. So I'm expecting this to drop all the way down to that my buy limit level, so that I can get a trade to the upside. Now I was waiting for that to happen, and sure enough, it broke down. It broke down. Now I said this was a strong level as well. But if price breaks it, good. It's good. At least it gives me an opportunity. But I will not be looking for any buys around here at all. I will not be looking for any buys around here. This is where I'll be looking for buys. Why is that? Because this is a previous high. So price needs to break that previous high to confirm to me that it's ready to push to the upside. Remember the structure, remember the rules. Goes like this, comes down, creates a previous high. So you put your what's it called, your line around it. So if price comes back and breaks it, that it means it's ready to go up. So all it needs to do is come back into it and then continues. That's the rule. If this doesn't happen, I don't have any reason. I can't buy here. I can't buy here because I'm not sure whether it's going to keep coming down unless it comes back into structure. then I can buy, but I never buy midway. I never buy midway. Buy either a structure or the break of a previous level or structure, whatever you want to call it, and retest of that level. Then gives me a good confirmation for me to take that trade. So I need this price to come back into structure, retest and break that and retest, and then I can take it to the upside. Otherwise, I'm gonna wait it out, for it to come all the way down here to my buy limit level. Some people might want to rough it and look for entries around here. That's absolutely fine. You can always drop down to your smaller time frame and then look for those break of lows. Those, remember, the same thing applies to the low. So if you see that, so you see break, and then that's what you're looking for. Yep. Same thing that happens in the buy side happens to the sell side as well. Okay, next one, USD CAD. Sorry, but it might seem as if I'm rushing, but because I have so much to cover and I want this to be too long, I know a number of people are not on the platform, so I don't want them to have to watch 40 minutes long video. I need them to still get the value. Okay, so this one, inverted head and shoulder, played out nicely. Yep, good trade for some of us that took it. Good trade, though it came back and took me out. I didn't expect it to come. I think it was because of NFP, so that happened. So now for this one, I'm not looking to trade this level. It's not my level. Completely ignore this level. This is not my level right now. I'm not doing anything with this level. This is where I start looking for a trade. Price comes back into this, and then I can start looking for my trade. This is my level right here. Or price breaks above that clear break, I need to see that bullish engulfing candle clearly break out of this, and I see that it retest for me to believe that this is just going to continue. And then if that happens, then you know that this is where I'm expecting price to go to, because there's nothing else on the left. So that's would be a massive win for us if we can get that move. Another 100, almost 200 pips, to the upside for that one. But if that doesn't happen, then a few pips down here, that's not so bad. Let's see from here down here. Yep, 120. On 120, almost 130 pips. So just, you can completely ignore that level, ignore this trade, because as you can see, there's really nothing to trade. It's in the middle of a move. So just let it go. Don't catch a falling knife. Let it go. If it breaks this level, then you can start looking for your trade. Or if it comes above and breaks this level completely and then comes back into it, then that is your trade. Yep. Okay, so USD, Swiss franc, good trade for some of us that remember how this worked. You see that double top, we saw it coming. We kind of got that, and then price pushed back up again. But this is a good place for us to look for a trade now. Yep. Now, two things possible here. Yep, two things possible. I'm not expecting it to break, but if it does break, it's absolutely fine. It's a strong level, as you can see, rejections happening. But if it does break because of the strength of the dollar, then we can just let it go. This forming like a triple top. Normally, I don't always call this triple tops, except that I see a good if this pushed down better, then I probably would have called it that. But okay, we could pass for a triple top as well. So if it is a triple top, then you definitely expect this to come down. That's one confirmation, but don't just base the trade on that analysis. So that's one thing that may happen, or price may just break, continue. That could be a pullback for price to just from whatever and then continue to the upside. So yeah, but this is not one trade I'm looking to trade this week. I'm just gonna let it go, unless maybe if I sit with it. Let me see. I could risk it, because it's just, reason why I may risk it because the stop loss won't be that bad. It's just gonna be here anyway. So let me just risk it. I can't remember if I'm already in this trade. I can't really remember right now, because I remember having having that, I mean, taking it one time. So I'm not sure if I'm still in it. So, but the stop loss would be good. Would be so if it takes me, I won't be a lot of loss. It would be just, it's just yeah. Let me see how many pips. It won't be so bad. So if I'm here, let's say it won't be so bad. It's about 30, even though I push it a bit up to be about 60. Not so bad. So yep, so not so bad, 60 pips or 50 pips. So it's still all right. So but you're standing to gain many pips now. You get it from here. Yep, 200 plus pips. Yep. And if that continues to the downside, massive win. But yeah, you don't have to trade every one of them. Leave it. Now gold. Gold. I'm not exactly sure what gold is trying to do. That weird we did that weird what's it called now? Weird diamond move, and then that played out for us. Now I'm thinking this could be the shoulder. Yep, this could be the neckline. Sorry for that inverted head and shoulder to form this level. That's that trade. Come down, breaks that shoulder, and then continues to the downside. That's possible. Or because of that impulse, price may just come up. Price may just come up and then come into that level again, retest that level, and then continue to the upside. But there's, I can't find clarity on this one just yet. So I'm just gonna keep monitoring it. But I like what I'm seeing here. That push to the upside, that played out nice. So if it pushes to the upside and comes and retest that level, it's well acting like it's retesting the level, which is good. Which is good. So excuse me. It's retesting that level, which is good. It's a good thing. So I'm expecting that to, well, if you want to take a risk and take a trade, your stop loss will be here. So you can just take that buy to the upside, and then will be your first TP around here. But if that rejects and continues, then and you decide you want to sell it instead, I don't want to buy, but you have to wait. If you want to sell it, sorry, you have to wait for that to break back in and retest, and then that will be your first TP. Yeah, so that's just the way this is gonna be. Break is a break now. There's a retest happening, and then that move to the upside is what we're anticipating. But if that move to the upside doesn't happen, then we're gonna see that break in and retest, and then back down. But generally, it might actually be an inverted. I'm sorry, a head and shoulder that may be forming here. That neckline. I mean, sorry, the left shoulder, possibly right shoulder, and then so even though it comes all the way up here, it will still be a valid head and shoulder. Why? Because it will not have broken the head. Yep, so it will be a valid head and shoulder for it to come down here. Be a massive win if we get that. I think I don't think yeah, I don't want to look at anymore. MZD card. Yeah, MZD card has been troubling us. Wanted that to drop when it got there. It dropped all the way, but it's been in that channel for a while, broke out of it. So I think I'm not really looking to trade this upside because I'm done trading, buying this pair. Whatever is going to happen is going to be like a trap or whatever. So if you're going to buy, if you're going to trade this, I say wait for it to come all the way to the upside if that's going to happen, so that you can look for another sell. We sold here, took some winnings, and then that began to happen, and we left it alone. So if that is going to happen, if sell is going to happen again, just wait for it to come all the way back to the up here, and then or possibly the top of the channel, and then look for another sell, to come down to that level, either to that level or all the way to down. But always protect your profit if you get the trade and you're in profit, because yeah, this may happen again. It come down and then continue to the upside. But let me see. Yeah, you can see the channel, see the way it is. This is what we're dealing with. So if it breaks above that, then possibly it could be another false breaker before the downside. But I'm not going to really put a lot of hopes in this, except I see it come all the way down here. Then I can look for my sell to take it back down. Yes, I'm just going to stop there. All right, guys. See you guys on the other side. If there are any questions for this based on this analysis, just let me know on the platform. God bless. Bye.